What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters video, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all having a wonderful week. In today's video, we are going to be taking a break from the King of Fighters All-Star to take a look at another King of Fighters mobile game that we have been talking about recently here on the channel, and that is of course going to be the King of Fighters Survival City. Now, this is going to be a game that is coming our way from Joy City Games. For those of you who did not see our breakdown of the official website, you can check that out. Link will be in the description. But in today's video, I just wanted to take some time to take a look at the actual gameplay for the game, as we are nearing the actual release date globally for this thing. Even though right now we don't have a formal release date set, we are starting to see several outlets that are reporting that it is currently available, so that should mean that we'll probably see this game here within the next week, and it'll surely be overshadowed by the release of Street Fighter Duel, even probably by me here on this channel. But hey, you know what? We might as well give it its due diligence in today's video. But before we go ahead and get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe. And let's take a look at some gameplay footage, shall we? Because this game now has official gameplay footage out there. There are several different outlets that are showing off some of the gameplay for the game. Most of it's just going to be kind of the introduction, the first 10-15 minutes of the game. But I do want to take a look at it because we haven't really seen so much in the way of actual gameplay. So we're just going to go ahead, hop in here. I have not actually sat down and watched all of this, so I will have a link in the description for the original creator of this video, just so you guys can go give them credit and check this video out on their channel. But as we've already established, this game is going to pretty much be kind of a post-apocalyptic King of Fighters game that is pretty much based on the premise that Ness has kind of just caused a zombie outbreak, and the King of Fighters characters are going to be tasked with, I guess, saving the world and stopping Ness at this point is kind of what we're looking at here. But let's just take a look here. This is the introduction. Got some nice cinematic art going on here. Nothing that is going to be anything that is going to be like, you know, your moving CGI character models or anything crazy like that. Mainly it's almost looking kind of like a motion comic at this point, but at the same time, from what art we have seen of the game, it's looked pretty good so far. So especially some of the redesigns and kind of alternate outfits for some of the characters, they look pretty good. So let's just take a look at this here. Now, it seems like this game is going to have elements of different types of gameplay. You're going to have some strategy, you're going to have some world building insofar as like building your own, I think, city or base or whatever the case may be. I'm sure we'll get more clarification watching this. But then you're of course going to have the combat elements here as well, fighting off the different types of zombies and so on, which I don't think they call them zombies in this. I think they call them something else. Forget exactly what it was that they had called them in that press release, but either way, you know, your Ness zombies are pretty much what we've got here insofar as that is concerned, and there will be different types of enemies as well. And from what we can tell, we're also going to be fighting some different bosses, primarily from what I've seen, Ness bosses, but it looks like we're about to get into a little bit of gameplay footage of some of the combat here with K-Dash against some of aforementioned zombies. So yeah, it's about how I would have imagined that would have ended. So I was gonna say, when we were going through the website and talking about the premise of the game, it seems like zombies would be a little underpowered for the King of Fighters cast, but you know, I mean, we'll see what kind of tricks Ness has up their sleeves, what kind of enhancements. That guy's got a piece of bent metal that did him a lot of good. So what I'm mainly curious about, though, since we've seen a little bit more afflicted is what they're calling them. Is that Vanessa? All right, so the character redesigns, this is where we start getting into some of those. And, you know, honestly, I don't mind them too much. They look pretty good. I mean, for being in a zombie-addled world, I mean, the person who is making this gameplay footage, I will say, I don't know if this was released officially or what, going through this this dialogue very quickly. Very hard to keep up and talk at the same time. So I see Athena there on a billboard, of course. Say obey me. See what they did there. It's a nice reference. They Live is a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely check it out. So it looks like there is a world chat as well. And this is our first kind of look at the overworld. Definitely looks like kind of your normal, everyday, kind of top-down strategy world-building game. Kind of interesting that there's actually people in the chat. So I'm assuming that there is some sort of like beta or limited release for this right now. Probably just for people who are reviewers and news outlets and so on and so forth. So you can select the direction you want to use the skill. You can see the skill icon down there at the bottom next to K-Dash's character icon. I'm assuming that there's going to be different character types because we do see this little insignia right here. We'll have to wait till we see more characters to know a little bit more. We got a number there too. Not sure what that means. That's probably just a cooldown. I'll be able to confirm that the next time that we get into some gameplay footage. I got distracted by him punching zombies in the face. Or afflicted. I'm gonna have to get used to that. They're called afflicted. My bad. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This whole like Vanessa meets Rugal thing, I'm kind of liking it. I'm kind of digging it. Not gonna lie. At least that's what this design reminds me of. Like if her and Rugal did like a fusion dance. There is going to be, and we talked about this when we did the website breakdown, there is going to be quite a few different types of currencies and things in the game, and things you have to collect different resources in order to build up your base or your town or whatever they're going to call it in this game. It looks like they cleared the first chapter. You got your progression bars, and I'm trying not to like pause this all over the place either, you guys. If there's something super important, we can play it back. But at the same time, all right, so as I say that, I pause, but I want to get a better look at this. So this is kind of your entry into different levels, right? Or at least different missions. So we've got our victory rewards here. It looks like we are going to be able to pick up a character for clearing this. It looks like a Maxima, get some XP, and you get some food items or whatever the case may be. Looks like you have your different waves of enemies listed here. There are going to be different types of enemies. You can see that. It looks like this one here is probably going to be some sort of healing or regenerating one. And then these are going to be more just your basic damage dealer ones. And your main one here is just going to be your damage dealer guy. So that's kind of what it's looking like there for the most part. You've got your stamina soda cans right there, it looks like. And then, yeah, that's kind of what I can derive from this at least. And homeboy down here is looking, Hyder needs a code apparently. All right, so here I want to kind of take a look at this. So it looks like we've got Maxima as kind of an ally for this mission. And remember, he is an award for this mission as well. That makes sense. It's hard to tell just how much control you have over things. I don't really see any type of button hub or anything like that. Tap the icon above the target to activate the skill. All right, so you can pretty much, it looks like, and this is just me thinking out loud, I'm assuming you're just going to be able to tap on the screen where you want to move the character or what enemy you want them to fight or enemies. And then you just tap the skill icon in order to use the skill, I'm assuming. At least that's kind of what it's looking like. Which I can get behind. I mean, it's fairly basic, but it works. And I know that these types of games too, any type of city building games, strategy games, stuff like that, they are a little bit of an acquired taste. They're definitely not going to be as action-packed as some King of Fighters games out there. But I do think that's a very unique concept. Although, admittedly, it seems like it's just trying to capitalize on a very popular subgenre on the Google Play and iOS stores, which is kind of your city building, world building, strategy, zombie survival games, which are kind of a thing. If you guys haven't noticed from all of the copious ads that we'll have to watch in the King of Fighters All-Star, for example. So this is where you choose your name. So it looks like after you finish pretty much the first chapter, you can make your username and everything. Just enough to make you play the game a little bit before committing. All right, so we get, oh, dang it. All right, so right here's, that part's interesting. I am gonna back that up just a little bit. So right here, we do get a look at some of the different things that we can do with our character, like for instance, our skills, our accessories, unit allocation, etc. So let's take a look at this real quick. So we have our level here. It looks like we cap out at level 15 on K-. I'm assuming at 1 star that it caps out at level 15, and then as you star up your characters, you can unlock more levels. That's what I'm assuming. And then if we take a look over here, you got your fighter skills. Looks like there's going to be 4 different fighter skills here, and it looks like you unlock those with the corresponding star level of the character. So you get this one at 3 stars, 5 stars, and finally 7 stars for the final one. This guy right here for your fighter accessories, it looks like we are going to also have some different things that we can equip to our characters, which goes without saying. It goes pretty much in any one of these types of games. And then we also have our units here, which it looks like where you can have up to 3 at a time allocated to a team. So that's kind of what it's looking like right here. We have our XP books or XP slabs or whatever you want to call those, but either way, you guys know what I mean, just how you level up your characters. So that is what we can pretty much tell from this. So I'm just gonna keep this going here. I don't want to pause it too long. But again, I just kind of wanted to watch this for the first time and get a generalized idea of what we're looking at here. Have some new enemy types coming up on this one, it looks like. So there is a fair few amount of enemy types in this game, it looks like. And again, without having the ability to see the full control scheme here, it looks like you're able to pretty much choose what direction K- is going to use that particular skill. So I'm assuming that'll be the case for any of the directionally oriented skills that are going to move the character. So that's kind of cool. Gives you the ability to kind of take out certain enemies, whatever pattern they might be in on the screen at a time, which is good. I'm just curious how you're controlling the characters. Are you dragging your finger across the screen? Are you dragging them across the screen? What are you doing there? Oh, we got a boss fight. It looks like we got Chrysalid here. I really like the art for Chrysalid there. Not gonna lie to you guys, I think he looks good. I mean, it's definitely not the King of Fighters All-Star art, but at the same time, the actual character art pieces outside of the character models look really, really good. Specifically K- there, I really like his character art. Looks very, very nice overall. And I think that they did a good job, again, from what I said at the beginning, of the different character models art, or character art. But the character models are, you know, they leave a little bit to be desired. They're kind of that chibi style, that squished style of character models and character design, which is fine. It's not a huge deal. Just very basic looking, kind of squished down. Look like somebody just went to him. But either way. All right, so you're clearly meant to lose that fight. You're not supposed to beat Chrysalid right out the gate on the 2nd chapter, so that's clearly what's going on here. For K- or Maxima. All right, so you get some basic rewards, even for losing, which is nice. It's so hard to keep up with that dialogue. It's like impossible. At this point, I've kind of given up on trying. So it looks like it's going to be kind of like any other type of strategy game like this. You're basically going to be able to progressively progress your town or your city, and then eventually you'll be able to unlock more plots of land, extend your base out, and unlock more and more types of buildings so that you can get more and more different types of resources, and just more of the resources in general is pretty much what it's looking like here. So the actual like gameplay loop of the game is pretty basic and pretty cut and dry, we'll put it that way. It's not anything that's reinventing the wheel. It's not anything completely new or out there. It's just kind of interesting that they're mixing the IP that they are with this type of gameplay, which, you know, definitely different. But Again, like these character arts look really good, I think. Personally, that's just my opinion. So we get Pula here, so definitely a big lean on the nest characters, which, you know, is fine. It makes sense. Looks like we have another type of enemy here. This guy's gonna explode on you? Yeah, okay. Interesting. We got Kula here, looking adorable. She looks good. I do like their character art. I think their character art looks good. Again, not the character models as much. Those are kind of just basic. They're just there. They're not bad, but just the character art looks good. So we got all kinds of different. Have we seen this enemy type yet? Guy looks kind of different. It doesn't really matter because these guys have no chance. No chance whatsoever. Big Boy is giving Maxima some trouble, though. It's no match for the entire team. All right, well, takes care of that. So it looks like you can skip your dialogue, which is good. That's also a thing. So that is something that you can do. Although I'd probably go through, honestly, if I'm playing a game like this, being that the actual, like, building of your base or your town or your city or whatever you want to call it, I don't know what they exactly call it in this game. Dialogue's moving way too fast. But building of your area stuff is kind of, I don't know, for me at least, a little bit boring. On the boring side, I'd mostly be there for like just the character beats, the art, and then the different combat and enemy types and so on and so forth. It'd be kind of why I'd be there, just from a fan standpoint, as a fan of the King of Fighters. But still, it looks fine. I mean, it looks like your general run-of-the-mill type of game like this. Now, this right here is where obviously now we have more characters, so you can kind of choose your characters and who's getting deployed. I'm assuming that there's probably going to be different character types that are going to be good against different types of enemies, and so that's probably going to mean that from here on this screen you would kind of just look over here and go, okay, who's the best suited for this mission or whatever the case may be. That's my assumption. I don't know if they've actually mentioned that or shown that anywhere yet. I haven't seen anything, but that seems to be the case, just judging from what we're seeing here and going off of kind of the different types of games that this is kind of riffing on or playing to, so to speak. So that makes sense. But overall, I mean, I think that the game looks good. I mean, it looks fun. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything that's going to be groundbreaking, world-changing. You know, this isn't going to be some game that's probably going to go out and win a bunch of awards or anything like that. But I do think that the game looks like it has promise just as a fun little game to play around with. This is one of those games that you would download and, you know, you'll log into every now and again during the day and do some of your daily stuff or try to build something or, you know, gather your resources, etc. Maybe play a few stages, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be a game that's going to be, you know, anything that's going to be crazy out there or trying to reinvent the wheel. But you guys can let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Again, this is really our first look at this game, and I think it looks fine. I don't really have any major issues overall with the gameplay. While it is a little bit basic, hey, sometimes that's a good thing, you know? Sometimes it's fun just to play a simple little game that isn't overly complicating things. And yeah, from what we can tell, they haven't shown any type of gacha system yet. I'm sure that that is in here. I know that that has to be in here somewhere, but at the same time, there's plenty of question marks still surrounding this game, so I'm sure we'll get there. And hey, if anything, you get some really nice character art to look at. But anyway, you guys, that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about all this. Like, share, and subscribe on your way out. And until the next one, you all take care. Peace.
Continue.